And welcome to the weekly checkup presented by Wellstar Health System. I'm Belinda Skelton. This week, we're joined by our friends at Virtual Imaging. We hope you'll give us a call at 404-872-0750. And as always, the following information is presented for general knowledge and informational purposes and should not be considered or relied upon as medical advice. Listeners are encouraged to consult with a medical professional for advice, diagnosis, and treatment. So our guests in the studio this hour are John Rockwell. He's a patient advocate at Virtual Imaging, and my good friend Annette Marshall, who is Royal Marshall's widow. Thank you both for joining us on the weekly checkup.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having us.
All right, let's start with you, John, since you're the patient advocate at Virtual Imaging. Lay the groundwork and tell us what Virtual Imaging is all about, what you do.
What we do really is save people's lives. And the way we do that is we give them preventive CT screenings of their entire body, including their brain. And we try to detect, and we do detect every day, certain medical conditions that if you can find them early, they can be treated very easily.
And it's done through a machine that's very quick, painless. You're in, you're out, you get your results quickly. It's a no-brainer.
It really is. The scanner is very big, so if anyone's ever had an MRI and they've had claustrophobia, it's not like that at all. They're in and out in less than 10 minutes. The heart scan portion of the scan, those results are given to you either that day or very early the next morning. If we do a full body and brain, it comes to you in 3 to 5 days after the radiologists have looked at it.
We want to tell our listeners we have a great promotion that we're doing for this show, a free heart scan, and you can add a lung scan for $60. So that's tremendous, folks. Free heart scan, and if you'd like to add a lung scan on, that's $60. You can get that by calling 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. This is going to be a very popular promotion. So get on those phones early. It's going to end when the show ends today. Is that correct, John?
Yes, we have to hear from them today. If by any chance they don't get through, because we do expect a very heavy response from this, just leave your name and number, and someone will definitely call you back either later today or first thing tomorrow morning.
Right. I mean, gosh, this is tremendous that you're offering this at this low of a monetary obligation. I would snap that up in a heartbeat if I were the listeners. This is just tremendous. The information you're going to gather from this is going to save a lot of lives.
I think it will. And the normal heart and lung scan, if you were able to get it, and the only way you can get it is if you have some kind of problem and the doctor prescribes it. But that scan would normally be well over $1,000.
Right. Okay, let's switch gears right now and go to my good friend Annette Marshall, one of my best friends in the world, Royal Marshall's. It's his widow. It's been 15 years, right, Annette?
Very close to that.
Very close to that. And I remember it had been a snowstorm, and they put us up in hotels so we could be close to the station. And so Royal and I were walking to the station, and he said, "Whoo, my chest is hurting." And of course, me being smart aleck, I'm like, well, of course, we're walking, uphill in the snow. And I didn't think a thing about it. And then take it from there. What happened?
So he did the same. He said the same thing to me, Melinda. That Sunday night when you all were there, he called and he was like, "Ooh, I got to get back in the gym." I felt like I was having a heart attack, walking over here to the hotel. And I was like, yeah, we both need to. I mean, 43. He was 43 years old. He golfs. He exercises. He hadn't been exercising
I was
that
like,
much,
not too
but
much.
we had been in the gym, probably that summer. So this is January. Yeah, I agreed. We need to be back in the gym. And in no way did I think he was actually having a heart attack.
Or a candidate for a heart attack.
Or a candidate. I didn't know.
Right.
But yeah, he came home. You guys were supposed to stay that Monday night. He came home, and I saw him take some blood pressure medicine. I was like, hey, what are you doing? So he was just saying it hurt so bad that he was like, let me get back on my meds. And then come Friday night, it's warming up, and he was getting up every morning extra early because he wanted to be home and not at the hotel.
Right.
And that evening, after he put the girls down, went in the bathroom. I heard him fall. I went running and got him he wanted water, some cold water. Went and got him some cold water. And when I came back, he was non-responsive.
My heart is literally about to jump out of my chest right now. So you called 911, and they worked with him at home.
Mm-hmm. And then we got in the ambulance and went to Grady. And then you got the call from me.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night.
And your words to me were, we've lost Royal. And I'm like, where did you lose him? I mean, my last words to him were actually, you suck. Because he said, I'm going to be off on my birthday. And I said, you suck. And he walked out the door. Not the last words you'd want to say to one of your best friends, but those were the words. And I got your call, and it was hard to process.
It was hard for me to process.
Yeah. And
I just knew it was going to be it was going to be a testimony. That Sunday, I just knew we were going to be at church, and he was going to, it was going to be a testimony. In no way did I think this was real. And I think I felt like that for a long time.
Then I turned around and made the hardest call I've ever had to make to Neil Bortz. Yeah. And this all brought us, Royal's passing, brought us to virtual imaging. This is how our relationship with virtual imaging started. And through his passing, so many hundreds of lives have been saved in it.
Including his brother.
Really? You want to share that in about 3 minutes, 2 minutes?
Sure.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So his brother lived in Saudi Arabia, and through the relationship with virtual imaging, we set up a scan for him when he came home. And they sent him to meet with a cardiologist. Cardiologist was reading the scan and sent him straight to the hospital that day. He had an appointment like at 9 a.m. He went that day, and he called me the next day as he was leaving the hospital, thanking me for making sure that he got this scan while he was home.
But he's in the military, correct, or not?
No, he had been, but he was working. He was working, I guess, kind of with the military, but he was helping to build the infrastructure in Saudi Arabia.
But he had seen a lot of doctors, and they could not find what was wrong.
He kept saying he didn't feel normal, so he was doing scans. He was seeing a lot of doctors in Saudi and D.C., and nobody was finding out, or nobody could identify what was going on. And so this scan, it saved his life.
Literally saved his
Literally
life.
saved his life.
Okay, we're approaching a break. We're going to get out the Kleenex here in the break. You're listening to the Weekly Checkup. Our guests are John Rockwell, patient advocate for virtual imaging, and Annette Marshall, our dear beloved friend, Royal Marshall's widow. Keep listening. We've got some wonderful information coming your way that can save your life. You're listening to the Weekly Checkup only on 95.5 WSB. And that was Don't Go Breaking My Heart by Elton John, our song of the week. Send us the songs that you'd like to hear, and we'll start playing them next week. We're back on the Weekly Checkup, presented by Wellstar Health System. I'm Belinda Skelton. Our show is produced by Lens, Atlanta's healthcare marketing experts. This week, we're joined by our friends at Virtual Imaging. We have John Rockwell. He's a patient advocate at Virtual Imaging. And my dear friend, Annette Marshall, who is my great friend and one of my best friends, Royal Marshall, who is the 15th anniversary of his death. It's his widow, Annette Marshall. She's one of my dear friends. She's in the studio. And we're taking your calls if you'd like to join us in the studio at 404-872-0750. Folks, we have a absolutely tremendous promo going for you guys. To get you in the door of Virtual Imaging and get a scan and find out what's going on so you can see how wonderful Virtual Imaging is. A free heart scan. Get it? And if you'd like to add a lung scan, $60. That is tremendous. All you have to do is dial 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Do it by the end of the show today. We're on until 5. And if you need to leave a message. You will be counted. They'll call you back, get you on the schedule. And the information you're going to garner from this, you're going to be blown away. Hopefully, it will all be good, and that's peace of mind that you can walk away and sleep peacefully at night. But if it's something you need to address, it's worth its weight in gold. Isn't that right, John?
It definitely is, and my own story is proof of that, which I'll get into probably later on during this segment. But I did want to say that in honor of Royal Marshall and the relationship that we have with your station, our owner and general manager decided to put this special promotion in for this week. And
that's great.
Usually we just do a free heart scan, and that lung scan is fantastic. And I strongly recommend everyone take advantage of that as quickly as you can.
Isn't lung cancer one of the deadliest cancers that we're facing?
There are more people die from lung cancer than all the other cancers combined.
Wow.
It's that dangerous. And don't be like me. I used to listen to this show, and I waited for
you listened
several
to me
months.
And you didn't call, John?
I did not. I was a procrastinator, and but I finally did call and got my heart scanned, and it literally saved my life. So
yeah. Okay, and I can't wait to hear that
Please
story.
don't be me.
All right, Annette, what do you say to your peers when they say, Annette, I know it's great and it saves lives and it's wonderful? What do you tell them to get them to pick up the phone and make the call?
Well, I think a lot of my friends, anyway, saw me.
Yeah.
After, and they saw what it did, and they were with me through that. So experiencing those kind of feelings, you know, you don't wish it on your enemy.
No.
So options like this, to have the scan is important. I know many of my friends have done it. I'm letting them know that we're on the air now as well, so they can do the same thing.
Absolutely.
So it's important.
Call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN to get your free heart scan, and you can add on the lung scan for $60. You're listening to the Weekly Checkup only on 95.5 WSB. And welcome back to the Weekly Checkup. I'm Belinda Skelton. Our show is produced by Wellstar Health System and sponsored by All Care. Family care plus immediate care equals all care. The Georgia Trauma Foundation, investing in trauma care to save lives. Olansky Dermatology and Aesthetics, offering the highest quality in medical, surgical, and cosmetic dermatology. Avant Gynecology, Atlanta's GYN and surgical specialist. Virtual imaging, EBT screening for cancer and cardiovascular disease. I'm Belinda Skelton, and this week we're joined by our friends at Virtual Imaging, John Rockwell, patient advocate, and our dear friend Royal Marshall, who passed away almost 15 years ago. It's the anniversary of his passing. His widow, Annette Marshall, has joined us in the studio. Annette, thank you so much. I know this is not easy for you, sweetheart. When I'm out in public, they always ask, listeners always ask how you're doing. And then the second question is, how are the girls? So how are the girls?
The girls, they're doing okay. Mm-hmm. But, you know, they both have their moments. There have been plenty of times that I've caught my youngest, like, balled up in a corner just crying. And
because they were 2 and 4 when Royal passed.
They were 2 and 4. And so Ava doesn't remember as much about her dad as Amira does. And,
right.
You know, they were both young. So,
but they know they're missing out on something.
They do. And, you know, Ava has shared how one time she was saying she was crying because her friends were talking about these activities that they were doing with their dads. And she's like, I'll never be able to do that. I'll never be able to do anything with my dad. And it just breaks your heart.
He adored those girls.
Oh, that he did. They had a great relationship. He did everything with them. Homework, activities. He coached soccer.
And he knew nothing about soccer, but he coached it.
Hey, he was out there. He learned.
That was our Royal.
He learned as he went along, and he enjoyed every moment of it.
Yes.
So
yes. Okay. Thank you for that. I'll just never forget at the funeral watching those girls sit there in your lap.
Yeah. I think if I could send a message to somebody, it would be not wanting any other daughter to have to miss out on a father-daughter dance or miss out on any other activities that they would have with their dads. And I say that as a mom of 2 daughters, but you know, I know a father-son bond is also very close. But yeah, my Amira adored her father.
Yeah.
And she self-titled herself as Daddy's girl.
Oh.
You know, I say self-titled. Everybody said she was Daddy's girl, and you know, she was. So she's Mommy's girl now.
Yeah.
They are both Mommy's girl now.
And you're doing a wonderful job.
I'm doing the best I can, but when I tell you, not having him in particular here to help is a challenge. It weighs on you. I want to know that I'm doing what he would want me to do.
Right. Sure.
And
don't you wish we could go back in the time machine, Annette, and put him in that EBT machine at virtual imaging?
Because we would not be sitting here.
He would be not be sitting here.
He'd be here cracking jokes.
Absolutely. And it'd be so easy. That's why I stress to people, please, for the love of God, dial these numbers that I'm giving you. You don't have to go through what Annette has gone through.
Right.
You don't have to burden this heartache. You can find it early, or whatever it is. If it's a cancer, they have full body scans. If it's Alzheimer's, they have brain scans. 770-678-SCAN. Today, our offer is for a free heart scan with an add-on lung scan for $60. But when you go in there, right, John, they'll talk to you about other scans if you'd like that.
Absolutely will. We're actually capable of scanning you from the top of your head all the way down to almost your knees.
Yeah.
And look at all the major organs. The machine actually scans for over 100 types of cancer.
Unbelievable.
It looks for aneurysms, kidney stones, gallstones, bladder problems. The list is endless. And we literally save people's lives every single day. It's a very rewarding profession to be in that you feel like you're accomplishing something.
If I had known about virtual imaging, I would have carried Royal on my back on 285 to get him there.
Me too.
I would have done anything.
Me too.
Folks, please dial 770-678-SCAN. Take us up on this free heart scan, and please add on the lung scan for $60. Take a look at it. Then consider signing up for the other scans that show other parts of the body where you could have a problem. The full body scan, the head scan. And really, nobody's going to be an advocate for your health better than you. And, you can do what I did for my husband. He didn't want to go, and he just kept putting it off. So I said we were going to lunch, and I made him an appointment, and we drove up to the front door. He said, "This doesn't look like a restaurant." And I said, "It's not, and you will go eat after you have your scan." And now he looks forward to going because he got the first one out of the way. He knows there's nothing to fear, and he sees the value in it. It's so vitally important. It's the most important thing you will do today. By far, the most important thing you will do today. 770-678-SCAN. Free heart scan. Please add the lung scan on for $60. And while you're there, ask them about the other scans that are available to you. Is there anything you'd like to add to that, John?
I would. We actually have doctors and nurses who come in and get their scans. And the reason they do is because they can't get scanned at the hospitals they're working at unless they have symptoms.
Right.
And a doctor prescribes them. And they want to stay ahead of the curve. And they know about this more than anyone because they see it every day.
My doctor was so impressed with what I was giving him every year from virtual imaging, he signed up and is now a member at virtual imaging.
Wow.
And he said, "This completes the picture of your health." He said, "I can only do so much with blood work and the different scans and tests that I order. But this literally completes the picture of the body." He said, I can treat a patient so much better with this scan. And so he was like, where do I call?
We get a lot of doctor referrals, and we appreciate that so much. And they're just looking out for their patients.
Right. Annette, is there something, I know you're going to leave us soon. Is there something that you would like to add or want our listeners to know?
Just how important it is to listen to your body, and, you know, like Mr. Rockwell was saying, you can't always get certain scans unless you have some serious symptoms going on. So when there are offers like these in particular, I would encourage you to call in, make an appointment, get that scan. At least you'll get your baseline. You'll know where to start things off. But I just wouldn't want anybody else to have to suffer the way my kids have, to lose the love of your life like I have. When
it could have been prevented.
When it could have been prevented.
Absolutely. Oh, I love you so much, Annette.
I love you too.
I know this was hard for you, but thank you for sharing, because you probably got so many people off the fence to make that phone ring at Virtual Imaging. And I really appreciate that. So why don't we have only a minute left. Blaze, hold on, because we're going to get to you. I don't want to shortcut you on time, but I want you to know that the free heart scan is on the table till 5 o'clock, and add in the lung scan for $60, 770-678-SCAN. I want you to also go to their website, virtualimagingatl.com. There you can see the machine that you'll be on. You can they book their appointment for this promotion, John?
Yes.
Okay, you can book your appointment for this promotion online. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And you can read more about Virtual Imaging and see what all they have to offer. So, Annette, thank you so much for joining us on the weekly checkup. John, stick around. We've got more for you. We're going to be with you till 5 o'clock. Folks, dial that number 770-678-SCAN for the heart scan and the lung scan for $60. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with the weekly checkup only on 95.5 WSB. And welcome back to the weekly checkup. I'm Belinda Skelton. Our show is presented by WellStar Health System. At WellStar, the patient is at the center of everything they do. WellStar is nationally ranked and locally recognized for its high-quality care and inclusive culture, exceptional doctors and caregivers, and one of the largest and most integrated healthcare systems in Georgia. Thank you for tuning in this week, and we're joined by our friends at Virtual Imaging. And in the studio, we have John Rockwell. He's a patient advocate at Virtual Imaging. So, John, that was such an emotional segment, a couple of segments with Annette Marshall. But I really want to stress that, that we are at the 15-year mark of Royal's passing. And, there are so many people who have passed because of heart disease and other cancers who could have been caught early detection. And that's what we're here to talk about today, is early detection of cancers, heart disease, lung disease. And that's what Virtual Imaging is all about.
Yes, it is. And it's literally, we perform miracles almost every day. Mm-hmm. And it's when people come in, sometimes I ask them, how did you hear about us? Were you referred by your doctor or, your or friend or whatever? And they said, no, we heard about you on the radio with Linda.
Oh, I love that.
And I say, well, how many times did you hear it on the radio with Linda? Oh, I've
A lot.
many times. And I said, why did you wait so long? And because we all kind of tend to delay things. We tend to think we're okay. Everything's going to be all right. We go and get our yearly physical, which is really not very inclusive at all.
No.
And but with this scan, you can stay ahead of the curve. And if you're over 40 and approaching those middle age or older years like myself, I'm 72 years old, and I go for a scan every single year.
I've gone for a scan since Royal passed away, so I'm on year 12.
Yeah, I actually was a member of Virtual Imaging. I had signed up for a program where I could get scanned. My wife and I could get scanned on a regular basis. And then I retired, and I came into Johns Creek office, and they asked me to come back.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, Blaze, on hold. You're going to be next out of the block when we come back from the news. You're listening to the Weekly Checkup only on 95.5 WSB. And welcome back to the Weekly Checkup. This is our second hour presented by Wellstar Health System. I'm Belinda Skelton. This week, we're joined by our friends at Virtual Imaging. We hope you'll give us a call in the studio at 404-872-0750. And as always, the following information is presented for general knowledge and informational purposes and should not be considered or relied upon as medical advice. Listeners are encouraged to consult with a medical professional for advice, diagnosis, and treatment. In the studio, we have John Rockwell, who is a patient advocate at Virtual Imaging, and we have Damon from Marietta, who is going to give us a testimonial in a bit. But we want to remind you, we have a great promotional item on the table here from Virtual Imaging, a free heart scan, and you can add in a lung scan for $60. You have an hour to call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. So get on the phones, get that done. Okay, poor Blaze has been holding on forever. Blaze, I do hope you forgive me. Welcome to the Weekly Checkup only on 95.5 WSB.
Oh, Belinda, there's no forgiving. It's all been a wonderful gift with you being in there with John and beautiful Miss Annette giving her story about her wonderful husband, Royal.
Yes.
You all are doing Royal's wish for the WSB family to keep everybody healthy and happy and informed.
Oh, thank you, Blaze.
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to share. It's so important. I got my first test at Virtual Imaging in the end of January 2011. I lost my mother in Tallahassee in 2010.
I'm sorry,
in
sweetie.
December. And losing her was bad, but losing Royal, listening to that from afar, I just was like, no.
I know.
This is not happening. And I'll tell you something, Neil certainly took a check on his life. He, I don't think, was ever quite the same after Royal. And Royal could laugh, and his laugh was a gift on the radio.
Oh, you got that right.
Oh, my goodness. But anyway, I won't keep you anymore. I just want to know how to get in touch with you because I want to talk to you and just tell you some things.
Okay, well, I'm going to put you on hold, and you can give, let's see, Joe's in there. You can give Joe your number, and I'll give you a call. Okay?
And
all right.
You all continue your wonderful work and get these people into Virtual Imaging, because when I started, my doctor looked at the test results, and it was like, oh, no. But I want you to know they look at them now because Virtual Imaging is on the map.
Absolutely. You got that right. Okay, we're going to put you on hold, Blaze. Thank you so much for sharing your information and how virtual imaging has changed your life and the wonderful things you said about Annette and Royal and WSB. So we're going to put you on hold, sweetheart. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Belinda.
Okay, hold on. There you go. All right. So let's get a little, I love testimonials. I think it really drives home the message to the listeners how important it is to be your own personal advocate in your health care. No one's going to care more about your health care than you, and why you need to call virtual imaging and set up for these free offers or just come in for these scans on your own. So, John, you have one yourself.
Yes, I have. I came in 2015, as I mentioned earlier. I procrastinated for a while, but finally I wrote the number down. I remember being at a traffic light, and I wrote the number down for virtual imaging, and I called my wife on the cell phone, and I said, please call this business and set up a scan for us. So we did. We came in, and we got our first scan in 2015, and we were able to set up a program where we were able to get scanned every other year for 10 years. So on my first scan, my heart scan was moderately okay, but not great.
Okay.
Second scan, it was worse. And then on my third scan, it went over the threshold, what we call the calcium level.
Right.
And that's and I had a score. The score we're looking, anything over 400 is considered extensive heart blockage, and you need to consult a cardiologist. And I did. Mine was in the 500s after
3 years?
4 years.
Okay.
And I went to a cardiologist, and he did a heart cath where they go up inside your heart and look with a camera, and ended up getting a stent. And as I was mentioning to you at the break, I thought I was fine. I had virtually no symptoms other than I play golf a lot, and when I would walk up a hill or something like that, I'd get a little bit out of breath. And I thought I was just getting old.
Right.
And, had I not had the scan and had I not had the stent, the same thing that happened to Royal. And by the way, I want to thank Annette for coming in.
Yes.
That's so brave of her to share that with us. And that actually precipitated virtual imaging's long-term relationship with WSB, which has saved hundreds of thousands of lives, probably.
Yes.
So I really appreciate her.
Well, I appreciate virtual imaging's relationship with WSB and her being brave enough to share her private moments with us on the air that were difficult to share. I'm going to hold it together again. I can do this. I know it was hard. Still 15 years later, it's gets that back of your throat going.
I know you were best friends.
Yes, he was my buddy. And I'm changed forever because of it. My life will never be the same because I lost him. And that's why it's so important for people to not only think of themselves in this, but think of those around them that love them, to get this scan and get the other scans that virtual imaging offers, because you affect so many people around you. It's just a ripple effect when something happens to you. So 770-678-SCAN, a free heart scan. Please add on that lung scan for $60. And I urge you to listen intently if they offer other scans to you. I get the full body scan every year. I can't wait. If I could scan once a month, I would. I'm getting pretty anal about it. But anyway, thank you, John, for that. And Damon from Marietta, you have an incredible story I want you to share. I mean, I love testimonials, and yours is pretty incredible too.
Yeah, well, mine is a little different. I'm not only am I Damon from Marietta, but I'm also the account manager who started the relationship with Virtual Imaging on a cold call, walked in with a magazine article or magazine ad and said, this would really make sense for WSB. And as we mentioned earlier, the same week that I signed them up to be on the radio, that's when Royal passed away.
You're kidding me.
Yeah. So it's really and it's obviously we've talked about it a lot, but just it was the beginning of the relationship, not only with WSB, but with me, with Virtual Imaging. And before I talk about my testimony, when I was talking to the people last week at Virtual Imaging about this show, one person who did not take advantage. So once Royal passed, I talked to management. I said, can we get everybody scanned at WSB? And they said yes, and we'll give them some extra commercials just to promote it. And most of the people did get scanned. One person who did not get scanned, who made the appointment but didn't show up a couple times, was Captain Herb. He unfortunately also passed from a tragic heart attack, and he just procrastinated. His wife booked it for him a couple times, and he just was so busy, just could never get in. So that's one thing I'd wanted to add. But my personal testimony is I'm 57 years old. With everybody in my family has had heart conditions. All my grandparents passed away of heart or cancer. So I walked in there scared. What am I going to find out? And I've been going every year for the last 15 years or every other year. And
I tell you what, I started you right at the break. So before we get to the good part, let's stop you and we'll pick up. It's called a tease, people. We're going to pick you up on the other side. You're listening to the Weekly Checkup only on 95.5 WSB. And welcome back to the Weekly Checkup presented by Wellstar Health System. I'm Belinda Skelton. Our show is produced by Lens, Atlanta's healthcare marketing experts. This week, we're joined by our friends at Virtual Imaging. And in the studio, we have John Rockwell, patient advocate at Virtual Imaging. And I so rudely interrupted Damon from Marietta. He was giving his testimonial about his experience at Virtual Imaging. So you want to kind of lay the groundwork, Damon, and pick up where you left off? You had us on the edge of our seats, and I just pulled the rug out from under you.
Yeah, so the start of the relationship with Virtual Imaging and WSB started with Royal Marshall. When he tragically passed, I floated the idea to management to get everybody on staff scanned for free. And Virtual Imaging agreed to do that, and it just started a
wonderful
15-year relationship where I've seen hundreds of people here in the studio give their testimony. But my testimony is a little bit different. It's about peace of mind. I have really, really bad family history. I also have really bad, I'm a diabetic. I have high blood pressure, high cholesterol. Everything you don't really, it's just kind of normal stuff for a mid-50-year-old guy. So when I first went in there, I was very nervous 15 years ago, and lo and behold, my score was 0, meaning I have no calcium. And if you have a 0 score, it's very unlikely you'll have a cardiac event in the next 5 years. It takes about that much time for it to build up, unless you've got a widowmaker, which they can detect as well. So peace of mind, I walked out of there, and I also got a body scan, no cancer, and I went straight to my favorite Italian restaurant and got the fettuccine Alfredo alla carbonara.
You should be scared for your next scan.
And I continue to eat fettuccine regularly. And I recently just had another scan, a 0 heart scan score. I do have something I need to follow up on as far as in my lung, which correlates to this offer. I just need to I think it's something to do with a pneumonia I had last fall, but I do have something that is on my scan that needs to be looked at a little closer. So, again, just being proactive and preemptive and the peace of mind. All the stories we're giving are kind of about people going straight to the hospital and their lives being saved, but it's also worth the money just to go in and know that you're not going
At
to
risk.
at risk, or you've got a clean slate of health, and you can go
Yeah.
eat pasta.
So, Damon, I mean, you're kind of close to the business. I mean, what do you tell people and your contemporaries who are like, yeah, man, that's great for you, but I'm really busy?
Exactly. It's, again, guys do not go to the doctor. So females, if you're listening, it's your job to make this phone call. Your husband probably not going to do it. They do, but most times it's the
Right.
wife or the spouse or the partner who's going to make this first call. And then just like Belinda did with her husband, drag him in.
Lie to him if you
Lie to
have
him,
to.
but-
That's what I did.
But it's so easy. There's very low radiation. There's no side effects, nothing to be worried about. And it's just, again, either peace of mind or any disease that they might pick up, the sooner the better. There's very few cancers or even heart disease that the longer you wait, the better it gets, the outcome. It's the sooner the better. So
Yeah.
make that call today, please.
You know, I've had more treacherous pedicures and manicures than this scan. You lie there and you hold your breath for 7 seconds. That is it. And how long does it take, John, to go through this scan?
It takes minutes, literally minutes.
Yeah.
Even if you have the full body scan from head to down almost to your knees, it's going to be less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And the radiation is 1/5 the radiation that you would get on a normal scanner.
Right. And if you can't afford that time for your health, I throw up my hands at you. Okay. Free heart scan. And please add in that lung scan for an extra $60. 770-678-SCAN. We're going to be with you another 30 minutes. Make that phone call, 770-678-SCAN. You're listening to the Weekly Checkup only on 95.5 WSB. And welcome back to the last half hour of the Weekly Checkup. I'm Belinda Skelton. Our show is produced by Wellstar Health Systems, the largest and most integrated healthcare system in Georgia, and sponsored by All Care. Family care plus immediate care equals all care. The Georgia Trauma Foundation, investing in trauma care to save lives. Olansky Dermatology and Aesthetics, offering the highest quality in medical, surgical, and cosmetic dermatology. Avant Gynecology, Atlanta's GYN and surgical specialist. Virtual imaging, EBT screening for cancer and cardiovascular disease. We hope you'll join the conversation by calling us in the studio at 404-872-0750. Folks, we only have 30 minutes for y'all to call to get this free offer of this incredible promotional deal we've got going on. Free heart scan, and you can add a lung scan for $60. I mean, this is a deal. 770-678-SCAN is how you get it. Dial 770-678-SCAN. In the studio, I have John Rockwell. He's a patient advocate at Virtual Imaging. John, we have a caller. Let's go to the phone lines and speak with Jay. Jay, you're on WSB. How are you today?
I'm doing great.
Great.
I'm so glad I tuned in for this. I want to tell your listeners to run, don't walk. Go and get a scan. Believe me, it is one of the best things you can do for yourself. I don't profile at all for what I was diagnosed with as an incidental finding.
Wow.
And
Tell us more.
Had I taken the option years ago to continue the program of later scans with virtual imaging, because I stopped at the heart one because that was my primary concern at that time.
Uh-huh.
I had very few symptoms there. That was also sort of a strange incidental finding. But that's not where we're headed here. But it would have been nice if I had elected to stay with them, because as an incidental finding, I was diagnosed with a genetic form of lung cancer.
Oh, I'm so
And
sorry.
so it was an incidental finding. They were actually looking at something else, and the screenshot was just a little wide, and it caught my lower lung lobe, the right one, the right lower.
Right.
So life is good, but perhaps it could have been better had I taken that opportunity to, I guess you'd say, chase something that wasn't a problem.
Right.
Because I have still not, I'm yet to cough.
Wow.
And my oxygen, after a number of procedures and various things that have gone on, we won't belabor this. I still have, my oxygen level is reading 99 and 100.
Wow.
So, I just want to tell your listeners, run, don't walk.
I'm speechless, Jay.
I didn't mean to do that to you, Belinda, because I know that's a big
It's a
thing.
rarity, honey. Let me tell you.
I know that.
Wow.
I don't know you, but I know your
Yes.
radio personality.
Yes.
And I do enjoy you.
Thank you.
And I can't tell you how much the radio has. I've appreciated it as a part of my life during all this.
Thank you.
So, is there something else that I should say? I mean, start with the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's something that you have a consideration for. I don't have a large. I had something show up when I was qualified. I was doing an initial exam with a chiropractor,
Mm-hmm.
and something odd showed up with my heart, and I decided I'd go to. I knew about virtual imaging, and I decided I would go. And they cleared that up for me, but this didn't show, and I didn't go any further because nothing was wrong. I just wanted to make sure that
Yeah.
there wasn't anything wrong with my heart, because I was great.
I don't know if you're religious, Jay, but I'm just going to say that this
Honey,
is a
I got
God
a prayer
thing.
partner list.
This is a
Even
God
God
thing.
is astounded by.
Amazing.
Yeah. So, I think, as someone told me, Jane, I think you have the pipeline to God.
Yes.
And I said, well, I'm hoping I keep it open.
Wow. Wow.
So,
it just caught it at the corner of another test.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was just, at that time, totally different, totally different doctor, the professional that was looking at something, and it just shot a little wide. But that I just want you to know, that's not the first time I've had something that shot wide and showed something that we didn't know that I had. I had a bout of diverticulitis,
Mm-hmm.
and that screen image. And again, I hate to say that wasn't with virtual imaging. That was years before I think they even existed here.
Mm-hmm.
That was abdominal, but that CAT scan revealed that I'd had a splenic artery aneurysm.
Wow.
So I think,
Why don't you go play the lottery tonight?
well, I did. I don't generally because of my religious background, but I do occasionally go, Jane, might as well go for it, darling.
I'm gonna play
But
for you.
I don't think money is the issue.
No,
Money's
I
not
don't
the issue
either.
for me.
No,
But I think keeping my run of good luck.
yeah, you are a blessed person.
Yeah, very much so.
Yes,
Not,
yes.
Yeah. Yes. Not so
Thank
much with
you.
wealth, but yes.
Right.
Much. Yes.
Thank you
No.
so much, Jay,
Run,
for
don't
sharing.
walk. Run, don't walk.
I can't
don't-
thank you enough for sharing your testimonial with us.
You don't know what's there. You don't.
No,
But
you
I really.
you don't know what you don't know. So,
No, and don't be afraid of what you're told.
okay.
Fear not. Fear not, saith the Lord, I'm with you.
Great
Well, there you go.
advice. All right, sweetheart. You take care.
Yes. Have a nice day.
You
Bye.
too, sweetheart. Bye-bye. Wow. Okay, on the heels of that, I'm going to go to another call. Logan in Atlanta, you're on WSB. How are you today?
Pretty dang good. I really liked how she ended her conversation with you with the Lord blesses.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, absolutely. I got like 4 Bible verses printed on my hoodie. So, anyways,
Yeah.
I was curious. I've heard about this offer before. I don't know what the minimum requirements are because I thought it was something like, you have to make certain amount of money if you're married, but my wife passed, so
I'm sorry.
it's just me. It's okay. It's been years now. I'll probably talk to you before.
Okay, I hope
I
so.
call in. Yeah, I call in WSB all the time, man. Y'all are great.
Thank you, Logan. Okay, we'll let John take that. John, what are the requirements for Logan to get the free heart and tack on the lung scan for $60?
We have very minimum requirements. Basically, we're looking for people 40 and over. If there's a special circumstance in your life, like your dad died of a heart attack when he was 36 or something like that, we will go a little bit younger. There are some income requirements for the full body scans, and they'll talk to you about that when you call in. But if you have $60 and want to come in and get your heart tested and get your lung scanned, we will go ahead and do that for you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Does that answer your question, Logan?
For the most part, yeah. I
Okay.
got $60, but where is one of the closest locations to Paulding County?
Sandy Springs, right off of 285.
Close to Perimeter Mall?
Oh, okay. All right. I know where that is.
Okay.
Okay. Well, yeah,
You can
I've been
look up
having
their
heart.
look up their website, Logan, at virtualimagingatl.com. And you'll get a lot
I've
of great.
looked at the website, but
Okay.
I just had trouble figuring out what the requirements were. That's
Okay.
all.
Okay.
But thank y'all for your information, and I definitely need a checkup. So God bless, and
You too,
everybody
Logan.
else out there, same thing.
Thank you, Logan. Thank you for the call, sweetheart. And that number again, to get the free heart scan and add in the lung scan for $60 is 770-678-SCAN, 770-678-SCAN. You have 14 minutes to dial carefully. And if you get a busy signal, I mean, they're probably answering calls like crazy people
Voicemail.
right now.
It'll be
Leave a message. They will get back to you. Trust that. You don't need to leave multiple messages. They will get back to you and schedule your appointment. Does the appointment need to be made in any particular time frame, John?
Well, we're open from 9 o'clock in the morning till 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
And they'll talk to them about all that and make avail. And we also do some appointments on Saturday mornings.
Okay. Great. All right, we're going to take our final break. You're listening to the Weekly Checkup only on 95.5 WSB. And welcome back to the final segment of the Weekly Checkup presented by Wellstar Health Systems. I want to thank our friends at Virtual Imaging for joining us. Thank you, John Rockwell, who is a patient advocate at Virtual Imaging, for spending your Sunday afternoon with us.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. And before we go, the phones have been just crazy for what we're being told. So, let's tack another 15 minutes on to the time.
Absolutely.
Okay, another 15 minutes past 5 o'clock. So 5:15 will be our cutoff on the phones for this free promotional offer of a free heart scan and adding on a lung scan for an additional $50. Now, that free heart scan, like I said, is free, but you can say, I'd like to add on the lung scan, and they'll charge you $50. $60. All you need to do is dial 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. So that is until 5:15-ish. Let's say ish. Okay. Now, something that virtual imaging has been doing that I'm a huge fan of is scanning the brain. Y'all been doing that for almost a year.
Yes.
So what does it pick up? What can you detect?
Well, it is amazing. First off, we can detect early onset dementia.
Wow.
We can see the plaque in the brain. We can also look for aneurysms. We can look for evidence of strokes.
So aneurysms before they
burst.
And okay.
And of course, brain cancer as well.
Yeah.
And so it's something that we've been able to add, and because of the very, very low radiation that we do, it only adds maybe a minute and a half to your scan. It's very quick. Again, you're lying on your back. If you can hold your breath for 7 to 10 seconds, you can do this.
For some of us, that's hard, John.
That's right. And I just want to tell one story, if I could, please. I had a very good friend that I play golf with, and I'm not going to mention his name because it happened recently. But when I first joined virtual imaging, I had been a member and had been getting scans for a number of years. And I came in to get a scan, and I had retired, and they talked me into coming to work for them. And it's been a completely enjoyable experience. Like I said, we save people's lives every day. And, of course, when you first join a job, you're very excited. So I told friends about it, and I was playing golf one day with this gentleman, and I told him about it. I said, you need to come in and get a scan. And we do brain scans now. And, he said, oh, okay, yeah, I will, and everything. And he just put it off and put it off and put it off. 9 months later, he came to me with tears in his eyes, and he had stage 3 bladder cancer and lasted less than 6 months. And it's things like that when I know we could have saved their life. We have people come in and tell me about their mom, their dad, their brother, their sister, whatever. And I said, well, how long ago did that happen? And they passed. And they might say, 6 years ago, 7 years. And I said, gosh, that makes me mad. So if we could have got them in here, you might have them sitting by you today. So if you're out there and you're thinking about it, please just come in. Start with a heart scan. Get your lung scan. Listen to us talk about the different programs that we have. We're just going to present them to you. That's all we're going to do. And hopefully you can take advantage of it.
Please take advantage of it. That number to call for the free heart scan and adding the lung scan for $60 is 770-678-SCAN till 5:15-ish. And then please listen to the other scans that are available for you. Thank you, John Rockwell, for being a wonderful patient advocate at Virtual Imaging. I want to thank Annette Marshall, Royal Marshall's widow, and I want to thank Damon from Marietta for joining us. You've been listening to the Weekly Checkup only on 95.5 WSB.